first thing I want to recommend here before we start this show is some music. I've been listening to Len for a while now. He kind of stumbled across, or I kind of found him on my timeline because of the single he dropped, which was a bit of a viral hit online, called Addiction. And at the time, and I still maintain now, Addiction might be the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, legitimately. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is fucking awful. These new kids coming up are garbage. They don't know how to write songs. What is this rapping cadence? What is this beat? What is he talking about? Like, it was awful. And then I saw the video. I was like, bloody hell, barf, innit? So cringy, so corny. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was absolutely trash. But there has to be said, this is something that I think doesn't happen often enough. Sometimes with artists, they can drop an album that's horrible, but you like their singles, and vice versa. They can drop a single that you don't like, but the album's solid. So I didn't pay that single too much mind. If anything, I thought he was a bit of a meme. I didn't really think it was a serious thing. Then out of nowhere, LEHGOLAND drops his album that dropped this year. And suddenly the entire album is definitely to my taste, to the point where that's been my like go-to album that I've been playing whenever I've been in the gym. And just recently he dropped the deluxe version of LEHGOLAND, and the deluxe version legitimately might have 5 of the best tracks he's actually ever put out, even including the stuff that he's put out on his actual main album. I honestly do think the deluxe version, the 5 tracks on there, you could easily say they are sometimes even better than some of the singles that are the first 5 tracks of the original, or the kind of quote unquote normal album. So this is to say that sometimes an artist can put out a song that you don't like, that you think is trash, but you should always keep your ear open just in case they put something else out in the future that will tickle your fancy. But one of my favorite tracks to come out of this, and I'm going to play 2. One of them favorite tracks to come out of this is the one on LEHGOLAND specifically, called Haterade, because it probably speaks to me and people like me who probably weren't fans of Len when he first started, especially when your first introduction to him is that song Addiction, which I still maintain is the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life. But legitimately, Haterade is such a great way to kind of answer your critics' reservations, and do it in a swaggy, artistic way, without coming across like you're mad, without coming across like you're angry, without coming across like you're bitter or whatever. It's just a cool, swaggy way to sort of answer your critics and let them know that you're really about this life. And I'm going to play a little bit for you now. Obviously, if you listen to it with the audio side of the pod, you'll hear the tune. If you're watching the video, unfortunately, I'll have to mute this section out. But if you want to hear it, the album is called LEHGOLAND. It's by an artist called Len, which is spelled L-E-N. And the track that I'm playing is track 6, called Haterade. Let's go.
Yo, look at where you at.
I saw a man in the street.
What is he on? Who is he? Hey, listen, I got so many haters. I got so many niggas out just upset. They just want to know what I want. And it's like, there's no point. Listen, what is he on? Who is he fucking? Hey, he's not that good. He's gotta be lucky.
Hey,
his songs are cool. They got no substance. Hey, he said he's so crap. I bet he's bluffing. Hey, they all love Lembo. Why? I really don't think he's flat. His shows and his flow's alright. It's easy to yell in the mic. I saw it in the shoe at night.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I hate the streets on lock, but right now I'm fully sleeping.
Hey.
I don't wanna be him. Tell me why I wanna be him. This shit isn't music. His shit ain't the music's making noise, I swear.
Hey, let's go. What, where? What? Yeah. Hey.
You seen this Len guy? I swear he thinks he's too cool, man. I don't know why he's popping right now. Big man thing, like, this guy is actually shit, bro. Like, he's actually shit. He's not saying anything.
Anyway, that's one of my favorite tracks, right? Honestly, it's so fucking hard. I love Haterade, but they're one of my favorite tracks from the Deluxe. That might be one of my favorite tracks overall now. From the Deluxe album is this one I'm going to play for you now. It features a young lady. Let me get up for you now. And it's absolutely harder than hard. Where is it? But there you go. Can You / Network Anthem. Track number 19 on the Deluxe. God damn it. Featuring a person called Dealer. Absolutely harder than hard. Let's go. Hey.
Yeah, run it back.
Yo, can you bring it back? Can you touch your toes? Hey, yo, can you bring it back? Can you touch your toes? Can you lick the sack? Can you suck it slow? No asthma attack. She gon' suck it slow. Let's wrap around my back. back. She don't wanna let me go. She told me come to the ghetto. She wanna fuck me slow. Fuck me slow, baby, fuck me fast. After that, can you rub my belly? Big back, coming like jelly. Say she wanna end her belly. Sure you wanna pull up on me and Chef D and the network crew that's steady. But the bad girl out, can you put him up? It's not way too much, baby, sort out. Got my girl at home telling me stop flirting. She don't know that I'm networking. Yo, Paris, and I gon' fuck on the baddest. Fucking that hoe by the curtain. Savage, baby girl doing the damage. Got me moaning while she slurping. Hey, she asked me to stay, I guess so, babe. I wouldn't want it any other way. Shorty asked if it's okay to bring her mate, as long as they all wanna partake. You really ain't no player. All the bad hoes get slayed. If she taken, I'ma take her. Your wife, I be your trader. Yo, can you bring it back?
Can you touch your toes? Honestly, some of the ad-libs are so fucking good, bro. He's an interesting artist, to be fair, because he's like the youngest, oldest looking guy in the world. He's got like a face like he's 35, but then he's got the charisma, the artistic flair, the creativity of somebody well young, that's tapped in, that knows their references, that's got musical kind of, background, taste, whatever it may be, all that stuff going on. It's a really interesting concoction, to be fair. But I'm liking the approach. I saw clips of him performing live at some places around the UK, which looked bloody cool. A couple of them were sold out, so big up him. I like that approach from these kids coming up, man. They're not just concentrating on just being, I don't know, online sensations. They're taking their music to the people. They're touching them as they go around, pause and stuff, right? Yeah. They're performing in front of live audiences. They're sort of perfecting their craft. They're understanding how to perform their songs properly and all this malarkey and all this good stuff. So you're hoping as they progress, they're going to start sharpening themselves as artists, and then by the time they actually put out a major sort of like debut album with maybe record label backing and more money behind it, more resources, it's going to sound absolutely fire. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how far these guys are going, but the potential is scary. Let's not lie, the potential is scary because these kids are doing this stuff like on their ones, just with friends and stuff on a pure vibe thing, and it sounds the way it sounds now. The potential is scary. Like, these guys' ceiling is going to be absolutely incredible. So I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I'm also liking the fact that I think when it was the UK, I don't know how to describe it, so UK music for a while felt like, to me, there was a real distinction between guys and girls that could like freestyle well and guys and girls who could like be artists. Because I think coming from the grime scene, there's a lot of people that I rate as MCs and rappers who are amazing freestylers, who are amazing on sets and stuff randomly online, but they couldn't make an album to say they're live. One of the best examples for me, and it kind of hurts me to say this because he's one of my favorite MCs of all time, is DWE. DWE is a sensational, one of the best to ever do it, to ever fucking touch a microphone. But when it comes to putting a cohesive, coherent, thematic, tight album together, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? It just sounds weird. So I don't know what it is about that generation of artists, but I feel like nowadays, a lot of the kids coming up, maybe it's because they're trying to emulate a lot of their sort of like US peers, they are more preferring to be a well-rounded artist, which goes a long way. And then because the UK, we have a history of live music. We also have a history of like radio. So a lot of the kids coming up have had access and have listened to other genres outside of rap. So I think that's why our version of whatever they have in the US is far more like for instance, like a Lancey Foe, I feel like is a way more interesting artist to sort of follow in terms of his musical journey, as opposed to like, let's say, a Destroy Lonely or like a Ken Carson. For me personally, as great as I like Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, I feel like Lancey Foe, just because he's from here, and he's had experience of growing up here and listening to the music that we listened to growing up, he's had more exposure to different sort of music, different sort of cultures, different sort of sounds, whatever it may be. So that would influence his music. Whereas in the US, it's a little bit more, it's all kind of self-contained. The rappers only listen to the other rappers. They kind of deem music that's outside of rap to be white people music, which is weird. Whereas here in the UK, we listen to fucking everything. That's why it influences what we do. That's why when we put it out, it kind of has a little bit more worldly vibe to it. It sounds like it has more depth to it, and it's just more range. And obviously the artists, I feel like, have a higher ceiling. So I'm really interested to see how far this Len kid goes, because the potential is scary. But yeah, check out Len. Really good artist coming up. I really did enjoy that project.